Welcome to the show today. We are at Serve Lewisville. You might have heard the name in Denton. There's a Serve Denton in Lewisville, and then this is another Serve Lewisville.
No, it's not a Serve Denton in Lewisville.
If I say it, it is. Welcome to the show today. We are at Serve Lewisville in Lewisville, Texas. I'm excited about talking to Kristen, who runs this operation. And we're going to find all about what Serve Lewisville is and what they do in our community. Let's go inside and find Kristen. Where's Kristen? Where's Kristen? Woo-hoo! Let's go find Kristen. We got to find Kristen. Here she is right here. How in the world are you?
So good to see you.
I said, where's Kristen? How you doing?
I'm doing great. How about you?
I am so good. You look refreshed. I'm so excited to be here. You know, last year we did an episode with you and Pat at the studio, and I thought, you know what? I'm gonna give them a little bit of time to get all set up, and then we're gonna go over and see what Kristen's done and what she's all about.
Thank you for giving me time.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So let's go. Can we go to your office and just sit down and talk a little bit?
Sure.
So you have been here for a year.
Yes.
Now I remember when you and I and Pat, Pat, I think he offices in Denton at Serve Denton.
Yes.
Right? We did a show together about a year ago, and you had just been hired to run the operations here. And I don't believe at that time that y'all were even open here yet. Is that correct?
Correct. We weren't open yet. We were still going through the renovation processes too. So when I got hired, we had just about a couple weeks later, we had acquired the property, and then it was, hey, Kristen, here's our construction contact, and start moving on renovations. So then it was, all the, decisions by 1,000 nails, and choosing furniture and paint colors, exterior, interior, what finishes do you want? And to be honest, that was something that I've never been through before. So it was an awesome learning experience, and thankfully I had such a great team to help me through it. And yeah, here we are a year later, and it's just been fantastic.
It's a beautiful facility.
Thank you.
So I'm excited to get into everything that the most important things that you have learned in the last year. Now, I sat across from Pat, and I looked him right in the eye when we did our last interview, and I said, is Kristen the right choice? And he said, without question. So during this year, what have you learned about Serve Lewisville?
It's hard to pull something, right away, but the biggest part for me was just the Lewisville community, to be very honest. We came into, as the new kids on the block. And so just the backing that we had from the city, the backing that we had from community members, just the welcoming of open arms of, we want to be a part of, what you're doing. And so that was just the biggest thing that really stuck out to me, just the warmth that we got from the Lewisville community. And as we've been going, it's making more relationships with our neighbors, making more relationships with other nonprofits in the area, and how can we all connect and partner with each other. And so that's just been the greatest feeling.
So when you say Serve Lewisville, define that. For people that have no clue that you're here or what it's about, what is Serve Lewisville about?
Serve Lewisville is about eliminating barriers to being connected to resources. And that is for community residents, and that is for nonprofits. So we have our front desks team that, for residents that are coming in without appointments or don't know where to go, we can ask them a few questions and provide them a list of resources of agencies on site with us, agencies in the county, agencies, just a little bit outside of our area. And so we can help connect them to resources for their area of need. And on the flip side, we eliminate barriers of connection for nonprofits. We're very compassion driven. Most of the time, it appears that we work in silos just with the nature of being in the nonprofit industry. So what we want them to do is connect more with each other. So they're seeing each other down the hall, they're coming to networking events, so that way they can connect each other, to trust each other, to start collaborating. So that's going into joint programming together, grant proposals, just sharing ideas peer to peer, just so that way everybody can start communicating better with each other and serving the community and individuals a lot more efficiently.
So, and the way I'm hearing this and understanding it is Serve Lewisville is all about bringing the community of Lewisville together.
And providing them getting them better connected with the resources that they need.
Forgive me because I have forgotten. Where were you at before you came here?
Right before coming here, I was in advertising sales with D Magazine, and so with living in Denton County, just the commute was quite tough with with starting a family, and so I really wanted to get more immersed in my community, spend more time here, and better align my values with the community. And so joining the Serve Denton, Serve Lewisville team was the one and only position that I applied and interviewed for, and thankfully Pat has kept me around these past almost 2 years. This October, I'll have been with the organization.
I follow you, and I hear people talking about you personally, Kristen, in the city, and the job that you're doing here, and obviously fulfilling all the things that Pat had envisioned for Serve Lewisville. What are the challenges that you've had?
Really, the space, we're already starting to see kind of outgrowing the space. So some of our partners want to have some larger events and some collaborative events. Well, it would be great to host them here, but it gets too big. So we kind of have to plan a little bit smaller, and sometimes that's a good thing, but also still being able to get the word out as to what we are, who we are, and why we're here. To be honest, last week we still had 3 people that came in thinking this was still their DAQ. So I mean, we put a fresh coat of paint on the building and put the purple sign out front, but people still think that this is the DAQ that they bank at. And so just making sure that we can still get education and awareness as to who we are and why we're here.
How are your kids doing?
Oh, they're fantastic.
Are you sleeping any?
Maybe I get to close my eyes for a little bit, but no, it's great being able to tell them what I do. My oldest daughter calls Lewisville my purple work, and Denton is orange work. And so every day she'll ask me, so are you going to purple work today? Can you bring me a treat back from purple work? And so it's just fun being able to have those moments of being able to teach her as to what mommy does and what we can do together as a family.
What, in your opinion, Kristen, what's your greatest resource here?
Well, so we have 6 different partner agencies that office on site. So really, we like to promote their services to the community. And so we've got Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater Tarrant County that provide the enrichment programs and services for youth. We've got MHMR of Tarrant County, their early childhood intervention, so helping families with kids 0 to 3 with developmental delays and disabilities. Single Parent Advocate that helps single parents, moms or dads. We have Community Services, Inc. They help individuals become more self-sufficient and get out of poverty. Denton County MHMR with mental health services, and then we're the new home for the Lewisville co-care team. So being able to have them here and be immersed in the wraparound services to provide more resources for those in crisis too.
You know what I'd like to do, if you don't mind? Could you take me on a tour and just kind of show me your facility here?
Would love to.
I would love to do that. I'd like to start right here because this has to have something to do with who you are all about, this mural.
Sure. So this mural was commissioned by the Lewisville Arts Advisory Board. So we are a host site. This is a public art piece.
You know, talking about your partner, I see a little girl down here that looks just like you. Is this yours?
She is. I will claim her. That is my oldest daughter.
Oh, she's
Winnie.
a beauty.
Thank you. Thank you. So it's just awesome to be able to, come into work and see her every morning.
She looks like to me that she could be a rounder.
She could.
So let's go, where we're gonna go from here?
So just with this space, this is our shared waiting room. So our agencies are able to utilize this for their guests to wait in here. Then we have 3 shared meeting spaces on site that our partners are able to use. We have an online application that they can go in and reserve those. So they have access to the building 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. And then this is how they reserve those shared meeting spaces.
What are they doing?
So that's my office. This is our operations associate team.
Y'all better straighten up in here.
They usually get into trouble, so.
So now where are we going?
Now we're gonna go back to where our partner agency offices are. So we have it behind a secure door just so that way it keeps everybody, those are some of our safety measures. So we've got Community Services Inc. is one of our on-site partners. That's their office. We have a shared workroom in here, so they have access to this multi-purpose equipment. They can print, copy, scan. There's donated office supplies by James Wood Auto Park in there that they're able to utilize. So they have access to that as well.
There are many facets here.
Mm-hmm.
There are people can come here and get answers.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
And so these are our numbers from July to December of last year. So in 2023, just for that last half of the year, 8,300 individuals were served, 19,000 client visits, and then we saw 15 inter-network referrals. And those inter-network referrals are, we want to see if our agencies are referring each other to their clients. So that way we can tell if they're becoming familiar with each other and that they're trusting each other to start that referral process.
Okay. I got to rest. Have a seat. I got to ask you a question.
Sure.
Let me ask you, because this is what's running through my mind right now. This is very impressive, and the building's a lot bigger inside than it looks outside.
Right, it goes on.
Kind of just goes on, you know. But I'm listening to all of this and how incredible this is for our community and the many resources that are under this one roof. How are you funded?
So our biggest supporter right now is the city of Lewisville. So in order to acquire the building and do the renovations, we entered into a public-private partnership with the city of Lewisville. So they gave us a $2.5 million loan, forgivable after 10 years, as long as we do what we say we do. Once you get into that, we have a monthly giving program, so community members can give monthly to us. We have a business partnership program that businesses can, for a nominal annual fee, they can become a business partner to help support. But then there's major gifts from foundations, so we write grants. So we have to do our own fundraising here. One of the misconceptions that we get is that we are fully funded by the city, and we're not. The city came to us with problems that they were seeing in the community, and they said, we need this type of concept, and you guys have been doing it so well in Denton. We need this here in Lewisville, and so that's why we're here.
A lot of times, the community looks at the hierarchy of the city management, mm-hmm. and sometimes they believe it's all politics, and that's just not the way it is in Lewisville.
Right.
Our city and our city management with Claire Powell and Marichelle and Richard and our city management, they really have a heart for the needs of Lewisville.
They do. They really do.
And that's why you're here.
Yes, and we have weekly touch points with city staff too. So we're very transparent in our operations. We have we have a city council member and a city staff member that are on our board. So we have full transparency. We want them involved as a large partner, and so that way they get information. And again, we're just very transparent.
Obviously, it takes a lot more money to operate, and you allow the public to donate. So you're a 501(c)(3).
Yes, sir.
And so people can donate, and they can write that off on their taxes, and,
yep.
and that's what the purpose is.
Yes.
So we encourage the community to help the community. So you have a place here that's full of resources for building and strengthening our community. And so it would just make sense to me that the community would come together and help support the goals.
Right, because if they're giving to us, they're helping support 9+ different nonprofits, because we help offset overhead costs for them, and we really help maintain a high quality space, and that's our niche, is we provide a high quality space, so that way with the concept of the co-location to connect and collaborate.
And they can write it off on their taxes.
Yep.
It just doesn't get much better than that. So I think that I'm rested enough here. When you have birthdays, you need to stop and rest a while, right?
Sure.
So let's go on. I see kind of a conference table over here.
Yes. I'll give you guys a look into the pantry. So we're launching this to the public today. So it's 400 square feet. but they're able to serve
Peanut
quite a
butter.
few
You see that?
families.
Peanut butter. We got peanut butter in here.
It's a hot commodity.
I love peanut butter.
Yes.
And so how do people take advantage of this opportunity right here?
It's by appointment only, and they operate Tuesdays and Thursdays, 3:30 to 6. And again, it's the Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater Tarrant County has taken over operations for this.
Okay.
Take an appointment slot that's best, that best fits for them, and then they can come in and they can shop for their items.
And so what kind of qualifications do they have to come? We're in a tough economy right here. So how are they able to come? What do they need to do to take advantage of this opportunity?
They need to make an appointment. There are some qualifications and eligibility requirements that they'll have to go through. But then they can come in and shop based on how many people are in their household.
This is fantastic, but the best thing about this whole thing is crunchy peanut butter.
You're a crunchy peanut butter guy?
I love crunchy peanut
See,
butter.
I was creamy until I met my husband, and he turned me on to crunchy peanut butter.
Obviously a good man, somebody you needed, obviously.
Right. As we go down these halls, we'll be seeing more of our nonprofit offices. So here's the Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater Tarrant County. So even though their name is Greater Tarrant County, they are on a mission and motion for Denton County. Denton County is the largest county in the United States that does not have a Boys and Girls Club.
No kidding.
And so they made a decision as an organization to expand their geographic footprint from Tarrant County and start providing services and programs for Denton County.
Kristen, this is really impressive.
Thank you. And this is MHMR of Tarrant County. They have their early childhood intervention program here. So again, helping those kiddos 0 to 3 with developmental delays and disabilities.
So we've talked about a lot of things today, and this has been enlightening to me because I had no idea, even though we did a show over a year ago now, I didn't really understand all that Serve Lewisville was about until actually coming here today. So personally, and hopefully this is okay, but I would like to invite people to come over.
We would love that. We love to be able to tell our story. We love to be able to show everybody the space. It exposes them to the nonprofits that are here. It exposes them to the services that they provide because we want everybody to be ambassadors and storytellers for us as well.
How cool is it, though, that you can come to a place with all of these resources and it's almost a Google.
Yeah, right?
I mean, right in my mind.
With a smiling face.
Yeah,
That's the personal touch that our founder really wanted to have. I mean, we can, somebody can go on Google and try to figure things out themselves, but a lot of times people just really want that listening ear of the situation that they're in because they either haven't been heard or it's a really difficult situation and they just want somebody to listen. And so my fantastic team is very servant-hearted and compassionate where they will lend a listening ear, but then also, all right, so how are we gonna get you connected to the resources you need? And so we add that personal touch with our team to be able to help provide those resources.
I think it's a great opportunity, and I think it's a wonderful asset to Lewisville, and not just Lewisville, but all the surrounding communities around Lewisville as well. But you happen to be in Lewisville, and I think our city is the better for it, and certainly our community.
Thank you.
I appreciate you having me here. I just kind of railroaded it in here, but to see.
But that's what we do. We welcomed you with open arms, showed you the space. One thing, if you don't mind, before wrapping up, we are working on phase 2. So we are expanding services that will be bringing other agencies in. Phase 2 will be a one-story new build right where the concrete islands are, where we demolish the outside tellers, and we'll be bringing in Health Services of North Texas with a 12-exam room health center that can see the whole family. They're an FQHC, so a federally qualified health center. They provide pediatric, women's health, primary care, infectious disease, behavioral health, you name it. And then next door to them will be a WIC redemption center. So it'll be stocked with only WIC eligible items that those enrolled in the program can go and better understand their benefits and be able to redeem them at the same time. So it's going to be a one-stop shop for them. Amazing.
When is that coming?
We are shooting for summer 2026, but I said no more July ribbon cuttings. So we'll finish up the construction project in summer of 2026, and then we'll do a grand opening probably early early fall. I'm not doing heat again.
You don't like that, do you?
I'm born and raised in Texas, and every year it just seems to be different.
I tell people that come to the restaurant who are visiting here, they come in June and July and they're so hot, and I say, hey, we're just preheating. let us get into August.
You haven't even baked yet.
That's exactly right.
Correct.
Kristen, it's been a pleasure being here today. Thank you for enlightening me and our community on the vision and what Serve Lewisville is all about. I appreciate you. You're doing a fabulous job. And as much as Serve Lewisville is to our community, you are leading that, you are running the operations, and you are a true asset to our city. And we appreciate you for it.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming.
What a great show we had today at Serve Lewisville. I had no idea all the facets that were under one roof, all the resources that are available for our Lewisville community. Take advantage of it. Come in, ask for Kristen or somebody, and see how great this organization is. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.